What's up, everybody? How's it going? Good to see you on this Friday, March. I thought it was May. Brain. Sit and think about what you've done. It's not May. Happy to be here, guys. Let me put on some music here. Let's get the party started. There we go. Oh, yeah, it feels nice. Welcome back to another playtest of Deadly Decks. Very excited to be here today. Starting to feel like spring is happening. I don't know if that's happening where you guys are, but it's happening here. And I'm so thrilled. It feels great to be outside, feel the sunshine. The birds are birding. The spring is springing. And the deadly decks are deadlying. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I think that checks out. I think that works. Yesterday we had a great play test. I'm finishing up these 3 heroes. Hopefully today we can finish them. I got a little bit of design work to do on these last 3 heroes. And that means starting on Monday of next week, I'm gonna have an opportunity to start playing with the sorcerers, which means magic. And if you haven't seen magic in the game yet, it's gonna be interesting because James and I really felt strongly that magic users should feel very different from the other heroes. So the other heroes are more like, you know, you just hit, you roll, you hit, you roll, you hit. Magic dealers are a little bit more about resource management to be able to attack. They use souls convert into magic. They have spell books can be found in the world. It's really exciting stuff. I really love it a lot. I also have no idea if it's gonna work very well because, to be perfectly honest, it's kind of something that James and I came up with now more than 6 months ago. And this game has changed in so many ways since that time. So I'm really curious to find out on Monday. Let's dig into some magic and see what happens. Yeah, what's up, Fist Fight? Thank you. Let's go, Kurt Stream. Oh, the tea is so good today too. I think I didn't put enough honey in it, but then I'm trying to get in shape for the summertime, so maybe that's an okay thing. Maybe I don't need the extra honey, but it does make me happier. It's like the honey goes up, the happier I am, but like adversely affects my body weight. My dad bod. My hot ass dad bod. All right, let's get into it. Let's take a look here. Oh, I almost forgot. To tell everybody on the Discord that the stream is live. By the way, yesterday we hit a milestone, 210 subscribers to the channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's liking and subscribing these videos. You know, you guys know I'm a big fan of anti-content content. You know, I try to play by the rules of what makes engagement happen and what makes followers follow. But at the truth of it, I really don't want to be beholden to some cage that I have to just constantly perform in, right? And be funnier the next time and be wittier the next time and do crazier stuff all the time. So I'm really trying to make this channel something where it's like, what's so wrong with just having a channel where we actually explore real game design, not just some quick hit 5-minute video that you watch and kind of leave and then go, oh, I guess I learned a couple things, you know? I want to really make this channel something where we're like, no, like this is real game design. It's not exciting. It's not super edge of your seats, like ridiculous antics all the time. Although it can be, but we're really exploring, like trying to do amazing game design here. What's up, Furry? Happy Friday. All right, I think we're all set here to get started. I have about an hour, a little over an hour maybe. I'm actually meeting up after the stream with this Roblox game investor. See if this is if this is the legit or legit scam. You're gonna find out what it is. But yeah, it's possible that I might start making some cool Roblox games, which would be really fun. I love Roblox. I really do. For all of its bad things that I wish it would fix, I definitely see the things that I don't like about it. But yeah, I do think at the end of it, Roblox is a really great technology platform. You're playing Vor on VRC? What is VRC? I don't even know what that is. What is VRC? VR chat? That's the only thing that comes up when I search it. All right, well, let's dive into it. What we got here today? Hey, shh, self. Shh. All right, let's see what we got today. So yesterday, it's starting to feel like these guys are really solid. I put this in here. Yesterday we were talking about how to kind of lay it out. Brian, a friend of mine, Brian Wilson, was on here. He's a game dev. He makes a lot of board games, card games, kind of things like that. That's what I was, yeah, I was like, what? You're playing Vor on VR chat? Is that what you're doing? Victory of rounds? Hey, thanks, Cameron. Right? Little upgrades here and there, little spring cleaning. I didn't do the whole game, Matt, because I didn't want to go crazy on like making choices that I would regret later. But thank you so much. We did this yesterday. Yeah, gonna need a neoprene set that comes with the game. Wouldn't that be sick? This neoprene would be like massive. Maybe it'll be like a one-time special thing, but it would be really cool. Have your map out, have your cards out, all this kind of stuff. Let's do a little recap. Yesterday, one thing that came up was resolving the almost 18 one token damage tokens that went on Bucket yesterday when he almost died to a spider, which kind of actually makes sense. I think Bucket would have a hard time with a spider. That said, Brian was on the channel here. A friend of mine, Brian, was on the channel. He said, why don't you just do 1s and 5s? I was like, okay. So we had that going. I feel like, though, I kind of want to explore this idea that characters have these little ticks on the side. Even though you can put the 5 anywhere you want, I kind of feel like it's nice to have a little suggested organization on these cards. Whenever I play Magic or I play other cards, I just feel like these coins go everywhere and I don't really care where they go. And this might actually feel a little bit like, you know, okay, the worst case scenario is you got like 3 or 4 of these floating, but you also have these 5 stacked up where you can just see it like real simple. Oh my God, we got a, obviously too big, but you could do smaller one, playmats, and even an event decker area. Yeah, I love it. Cameron, I think that would be definitely the way to do this. I'm excited to, like, when this gets all locked in, just map out where it could go. I'm not sure if it feels a little big yet. Like, I had these guys way closer when I was playing before, but it is growing on me, like the little space in between. It gets a little tough when there's only like 2, you know, when there's like 2 creatures here and I'm like looking at the whole board. But I think in real life that probably wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, I have to figure out where that's gonna go. Raymond said VR chat is a cesspool and it's way worse than Roblox currently when it comes to moderation. They were giving young aged accounts access to adult experiences. Oh my God. I've only heard and seen on the YouTubes about these VR chat rooms and such. And yeah, they definitely seem like it's like Roblox for adults, if that makes any sense at all. They got in trouble, but VR chat fixed it. Well, Furry, be careful out there, all right? It's a dangerous world in those VR chat rooms. I've seen them too. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Did you see that one where the guy spent like 4 days in VR? He tried to like live in a VR headset for like 4 days. That was wild. I was like, bro, don't do it for the YouTubes, man. Save yourself. Some things you don't have to do for followers. There are some things you don't have to do for followers. All right, so here's the thing. Let me map out what we're going to be doing next. Oh, last updates. This thing is fantastic. This blood dagger, where if you hit a creature that's bleeding, it flips to a blood pixie. Just really fun card. Super exciting. I really love this card so much. It's been an amazing addition to this. We also, though, have some cool updates coming here for this. So one of them is next week. Very exciting for next week. We're going to have to start using the magicians. So, or the sorcerers, I should call them. They're not magicians. So up until this point, we've really only worked with like the basic attack, you know, like using sword, roll sword, sword hits, blah, 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 right? Do math. Next week, though, the cool thing about this is cool and intimidating. I'll be honest, I'm a little intimidated. Is these 3 cards are the sorcerers that we've designed. James and I designed these characters, and we have not tested them. We've not played with them. We've not used them at all. And they all function very differently from the previous ones. They don't get weapons. We'll see how that goes. They actually get a spell book. And the spell book has things that they can do. And they use souls to do them. And souls come from defeating creatures. So these are going to be really interesting. Cottonmouth is one of my favorite. Thanks, Raven. Yeah, these guys are great. Cottonmouth is kind of like your swampy, a little bit questionable magician, sorcerer. Yeah, Lady Lyria is pretty baller. She is like high society, does a lot of hexing. Kind of like a little bit Game of Thrones, but a sorcerer in Game of Thrones, maybe you would think of. And then Melody is, she is a sister of the Chalice. Chalice is one of the magic lords in the game, and she does that. She has some pretty cool stuff like Echo Strike and Dissonant Harmony. Hers are really around, like you can see. The cool thing about it, look, I don't know if this is going to work, I'll be honest with you, I really do not know, is when you kill a creature you get a soul token, and then you can use soul tokens to do attacks, or you can burn them, meaning you turn them in to do even bigger attacks. So I don't know how this is going to work. I don't even know if you have to roll for these or if you just get them automatically. That's kind of something James and I played with, was that when you pick a sorcerer, you don't have to roll for them. You just do their hits because it's magic and they know how to do it. The other cool thing is when their magic goes up to 4, their magic skill, every spell book flips to a more powerful version of itself. And then there are also magic spell books that you can find throughout the campaign as well. So there's even more stuff to find. So we'll see, like, we'll see. I don't know how this is going to go. I feel the same way I did before when we finished up with, these first 3. When these first 3 were done, I felt really kind of like, you know, graduation senioritis a little bit. Like, you know, these guys graduated and then we had to start from scratch. And I definitely feel that way, maybe even double with the magic dealers, because it's not just that they're additional characters to design and start from scratch with, it's also a totally different game mechanic. So we shall see. Monday we will start, we'll pick one of them, make a set, take it for a spin. Who knows, maybe they'll just break immediately and that'll be it. We have to start from there. So yeah, that's gonna be really fun for Monday. And guys, really, like, thank you so much for hanging out on here with me while I'm building this crazy game of over 200 cards. I guess now is a good time to say like and subscribe, right? Like and subscribe if you're enjoying it. Now today, what we need to do today is finish up these heroes. There's a couple little pockets that feel like they've been left open. And I want to try and resolve those. So the first one is really Eris probably feels fine right now. The Blood Dagger is fun. I do think it'll be a single encounter use. So when you flip this over, when they die, you exhaust it and flip it. And so you can't use this anymore until you get to the next encounter. So this feels like, okay, bleeding feels right. All this feels right. Simeon does not have an ability. Like, Eris's ability is on a successful attack if the creature is not currently targeting Eris, cause bleeding. Simeon's or Buckets is the windup, which is, again, we gotta just work on these two guys because they're great foundational characters. Like, I like the windup. I also love the shackle whips and how they work. But I do not love that that's all they can do. So I'm trying to figure out like what we can do with these guys. Like, what could Simeon do that matches his gambling personality, that would make a little more strategic teamwork with these guys? Yeah, I'm trying to think of what that would be. And same thing for Bucket. Bucket has the windup where he intimidates. That just kind of felt like, like maybe that's okay, but it doesn't feel that great. It still kind of feels like you're just winding up and you're doing the same thing each time. I'd really love to give, if we focus on Bucket, I'd really love to give Bucket something else he can do when he winds up sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes. There's maybe a card here or a card here of something that he can do. A great example of this would be Rowan's throwing knives, which you can use once per encounter. That's it. So you get to use them one time. He has what? DDR7. Oh my god, that... Wait, are you saying the RAM? He has RAM. Dude, this DLSS 5 thing though, how funny is that? That NVIDIA like basically was like, we are not doing any new graphics cards for gamers, but instead you get this really cool software upgrade that makes everything look like AI slop. How do you guys feel about it? I'm so curious. I wasn't as livid as most people, because I think it looks pretty bad, honestly. And not bad as in like it doesn't add like more details. I think bad as in it just does what AI does with everything. It makes everything look the same. So I kind of was like, I kind of don't feel threatened by it because it just looks like trash. Like, it looks like AI trash. It looks like if you took a game screenshot and you ran it through Midjourney and you get something back, that's what it looks like. I'm curious to hear what you guys thought, though. I love the memes, by the way. The memes were great. Tasty. 5-star. Five-star memes. Fantastic. Let's put these guys in here. So yeah, what do we do with Bucket? Bucket and Simeon. Let's pull out some creatures and let's just see. I don't want to do two of these guys. Let's do something like this. Maybe this feels better. Raven said, I don't care about the environments. It makes it look real. Good for some games, but the characters are insanely bad. I thought the same thing. Yeah. I think what's coming down to for me is that AI feels a little less threatening. Even though I can't get a job because of it, basically. But I do feel like I feel less threatened by it creatively because when I see what it does, it really seems like it's an assistant. Like it just can't make creative choices. And I've tried many times to put AI in the driver's seat of creative choices, and it just really can't. It really can't do it. And I think DLSS 5 is a great example of it. You put it in the driver's seat of creativity, and then what you get back is like an average of what makes something look better. Like all the things that it does, and this is where I think it gets tricky. Everything it's doing on paper makes it look better, right? Like, oh, more details, more dynamic lighting, more higher res texture stuff and all this. It's like, yeah, right. Okay. That on paper should make a game look better. But I think what we've all learned over the past 10 years is that when game companies focus on making things look better, the games look A, the same, and B, worse. Like, because they just don't look imaginative and exciting, primarily because if you have a unique idea for something and you have a vision for something, how could you use AI to do that, right? Like, it's crazy to me. I'm hoping GTA 6 releases to Nvidia's cloud gaming so more people can play it. Majority of people are still on PS4 or older PCs. Oh, that's interesting. You won. Good job, Furry. What'd you get? Did you get all the cards you wanted? I just don't feel like it's a threat because it just really can't do anything creative. I think Star Trek got it right. I'm going to hold fast to this. This is my hot take about AI. I think right now, because of the money that's invested in it, they have to prove that it has higher value than what it is. And they're trying to do that by showing that it can do all these crazy things. But the truth is, I think Star Trek got it right. When they are on the ship and they're flying around, they have a computer that can do insane, crazy things for them. Like all kinds of wild computer algorithms it can run, and it manages this entire ship and everything. But it's an assistant. It assists them because you wouldn't put a ship's computer in charge of making a moral choice of whether or not an entire planet should be shifted over to the left because it's about to get hit by an asteroid. You just wouldn't put a computer in charge of that. You know, you got 6, 7 cards. Cries in 6, 7. All right, rant over. Let's figure this out. Let's do game design. It's time to game design. All right, we have Bucket here, and here's the main issue with Bucket right now. Again, we come back to this whole thing, agency. The ghost of agency thus haunt me and my game. And the thing here with it is, every time I'm really sensitive to this. Every time you don't exhibit an interesting choice, this game feels very flat. And I really want to make every part of this, especially the heroes themselves, feel dynamic, interesting, and exciting. So the thing with Bucket is, if we were to do this as a battle and Bucket went first, every single match, without fail, you will just wind up the flail. So that means there's no choice here. Like, Bucket's first turn has 0 choice. I thought a lot about maybe he has to pick who he's going to attack and put a mist token on them. Problem with that is mist tokens go away at the end of a round. So I can't do anything there with that. Raymond said the reason the government is investing so much is just to see how billions of dollars can train such a better AI than the current ones. How far can it be pushed? I feel like we're already in the realm of diminishing returns. I think it's going to get better and it will be able to do stuff. But this whole idea that Hollywood's going to just give up and we're just going to have channels of AI slop, I don't think so. I think that if anything, what's always been proven is this. There's certain rules that exist for human creativity. And when a new tool comes out, it disrupts the market in a massive way. And the current generation just can't fathom what's going to come next. This happens with book publishing, right? When the printing press came out, happened when the internet came out. All the news agencies were saying nobody's going to read newspapers anymore. What's going to happen? Well, they transitioned into websites that have subscription models. Like, that's just what they did. And so now, are they the same as they were before? No. Is it like new and different? Yes. My point being that whenever a new technology comes out, it changes creativity. And initially the problem is that there's such a huge gap between what was before and what's coming after. But once that after becomes the new before, then everyone just starts settling into it. And I think what you're going to see is, like, are you going to really see content creators just dumping AI slop out? I don't think so. I think what you will see is this. I've been trying to piece this together in my mind, and what I see is a lot more content coming out based on current trends. I think Roblox showcases this a lot. It's the spark that I think is going to continue on indefinitely, which is Celebrity X falls down the stairs at the Met Gala. 10 content creators on Roblox are making step falling games based on the Met Gala. Maybe even the part that I have incorrect here is that they're basing it off of real life. It's probably more likely, like, you know, there's a viral interview with someone, and then someone turns that into a game as fast as they can using AI, right? Yeah, so I could see that. I watch AI stories here and there, but it uses humans still. Yeah, it's like, I think it's just good at putting things together. It just doesn't have ideas, you know? So I think when you give it, I actually do this in my classes. I always do this now in my classes, is I show people how bad AI is when you don't give it a vision. And what I do is I say, let's just write a 5-sentence game paragraph, like just a summary of something simple, just like a zombie outbreak that happens and the player has to find it. You'd be surprised at how much AI is just atrociously horrible at writing when it doesn't have creative vision. And then I show people what it does when you do have a creative vision. And then surprisingly, all it does is take your creative vision and apply techniques to it that professionals use. So really the question is, like, what's AI gonna do? It can't come up with ideas because it just, I could show it to you right now. I could do it. We're not gonna do it right now, but maybe I'll make a YouTube video at some point and show people what I mean. But yeah, it's not there. Like, it can't do it, you know? You can't just say, like, make a movie where Godzilla fights Mr. Beast. You could do that for like 10 seconds to 30 seconds and it'd be funny. But like a 2-hour movie about it, or a 7-part series, I mean, it just can't do it. By the second one, it would just be making things up that you're like, what? You know? Anyway, that's my take on it. Okay, I'm stalling because I don't know what to do with Bucket. All right, so the game starts. He winds up, but he winds up every time. So what does he do while he's winding up on his turn? This is the trick, because if he attacks, then he's doing more damage than is balanced. Like if I gave him, if we just even grab like a little weapon here, a little weppy poo. If we just give him something, let's give him let's give him a dagger, like something boring. So if we gave him a dagger, and let's just say he winds up like the flail, and you use the dagger to attack, now the whole thing is he's doing like way more damage than anybody else could ever do, because he actually gets to attack 3 times now. He gets to attack once on his turn, and then 2 times when he's done winding up. He said, yeah, it doesn't have ideas. It's an LLM. It just searches for what's given. Right. And I think that's my biggest problem with AI, is they keep trying to say that it's not just, and it's not just like it's not just a averages box. They're like, no, it can do everything. It's like, well, it really can't. What could he do? So if he can't do damage, and I don't want to just make him do a miss token, what could he do? Maybe it's down here. Maybe we need something down here. Oh, my brain is thinking. We have this thing, which is a one-time absorbing shield. And then he has the repair kit. Let's get these out of here. They're taking up space. Narratively, what would he do while he winds up? Oh, this is tricky. He winds up with the flail on his first turn, but then that means that turn doesn't have any choice to it. But to give him more choice on his turn, he has to be able to do something while he's winding up. Right, and then if I do the intimidate thing where he puts one of these tokens on one of these guys when he's winding up, then you're really just doing the same thing over and over again. While he's winding up, he can block damage. Yeah, could he? Oh, that's interesting. So he goes in between attacking and defending. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. There's a scrap metal card up here. That's a cool idea, Raymond. I like that. Okay, let's pretend. Whoa, that was loud. Let's pretend that he has scrap metal right here. And on this turn, we're going to play through it. We're going to test this out. Great idea, Raymond. Let's try it. On this, what we're going to do is we're going to say scrap metal is only activated when he's in the wind-up phase. So he has this thing. Maybe he's like a light switch, like a binary light switch. So he goes from winding up means this is turned on. And then when you attack, you have to exhaust this one until you wind up again. And then put this one back. Might be, I don't know. I get into these cool things of like, oh yeah, like he could like do this stuff. But all right, let's try it. Does that mean he can absorb anyone's damage? Because if it's only his own, then that still doesn't give a lot of help. Maybe he has like a... Okay, I'm getting an idea here. He has a 3-point shield. Actually, I'm just going to grab one of these 3-point shields. Since we have one. I think there's one in here. Oh, we do have Reichert's shield. I didn't know that. I'm looking for that card. Maybe it's in here. Yeah, here's a basic shield for 3 points. Great. Okay, so let's say he has a basic shield and he has the flail. So, okay, this is pretty cool. Keep these off to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that the basic shield can knock down to 0. And when it does, it just stays exhausted until the next encounter. And then it recharges back up again. So he has 3 points of damage that he can absorb. This is interesting. This is interesting. I still feel like the first turn... Well, let's see. Okay, let's say the first turn, he goes ahead and he winds up his flail. Eris, we've done this before. Eris is the team leader, so she's being targeted by that, so she can't make this guy bleed. This guy is going to hit the highest powered. It's going to be Bucket. So Eris could hit this guy and make him bleed. I think we did this yesterday. So let's grab the dice and let's give it a try. She's going to try and cause bleeding on him. That's a miss. We're going to redo that because I'm not really trying to test the game. Okay, so she hits this guy for 1. Since he's not attacking or targeting her, she causes 1 bleeding. And then we flip this card over. Then Simeon is going to attack for 1. And then 2. Oh, he missed. We'll play that out. We'll play that out. That sounds good. That's a miss on him. Actually, no. I'm not going to play that out. I want to see what they do when they all fire. I don't know. I just like the rolling feeling, so I'm just going to re-roll it. Okay, so he hits 1 time. He hits 2 times. So that's two hits. That's 2 hits. And now the idea here would be, Raymond, based on what you're saying, the idea would be the undead guard would attack Bucket for 2. And if I want, I could basically hide that damage. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the damage because it's Bucket and it's fine. So he gets hit for 2. Then the Sulker is going to hit Eris for 1. But it's not targeting Eris, it's targeting the Blood Pixie. And instead, Bucket is going to take the 1 damage because he can do that on while he's winding up. I don't know if this feels right. This does not feel right. The thing that doesn't feel right about it is this feels like a special thing, being able to absorb other heroes' damage. And I don't feel like there's a lot of choice here either. I'm just going to block the damage because I get it back on the next encounter. So I might as well just take it. Maybe it works like Magic Barrier. He can use it 1 time to absorb. I don't think so either. Yeah, he winds up. I think I have an idea. I have an idea on what to do with this. I think the issue here is, I think it's the windup. I think the windup is the problem. I think winding up should not be... We need a Mark Rober for this. He was great to work with, by the way. He was so fun. He was a great guy. I wish I got a chance to go out to his offices. He was really cool. I liked working with him. All right, let's make some interesting decisions here. I think the problem here... I think the problem here is that you have to do wind up. That's the first problem. The first problem is there's no real choice on the first one because you have to do wind up. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. Something having to do with, I could attack with the flail. Let's update the flail first. I think you can choose if you want to do the flail, if you want to do a regular attack or if you want to do a windup. I think that's where the trick is here. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to fix this. We're going to put a 1 in here. And then we're going to try this because this has been bothering me. This weapon is just too strong the way it is currently. So let's just get this guy in here. And here's what I'm going to say. I have a feeling this is totally the problem. Cameron said, I missed out on a lot of the conversation, but what if Bucket has to choose between blocking other characters or attacking? Yeah, that's interesting, Cameron. That's what Raymond was getting at too. I just tried something similar to that. It didn't feel right, but I'm not saying it couldn't work. Maybe I'm not really there yet with like how that could work and be interesting. I do think the first part of it that's a problem here is that you are forced to do the wind up every single time. And I think the wind up should be a choice, similar to Simeon a little bit, where it's a little bit gambly. Like I could do a basic attack now, or I could wind up and do something crazy. I think it's the lack of choice. Again, we come back to this over and over and over again, and this is just basic game design, is that when there isn't a choice, it's not exciting. The players cannot invest into something if they haven't been given a choice. So what I'm thinking here is that this flail, let's like lower the damage because that's the first thing we got to do, is that they have to choose if they want to do the wind up. Because if I choose to do the wind up, then I have a vested interest in the outcome. But I think starting out and just saying any weapon that he uses, he just has to wind up is like, you just took the choice away from the players. So now they don't care. I don't care. Like I'm playing this game, I'm making it, and I don't care. I'm just like, whatever. Like we start a match, just wind them up and I'll come back to you on the next turn. And I really feel like that's where this hero is falling apart. So let's try this out. I do like, by the way, let's hold on to this whole idea of maybe there's a way to do damage or defend. I think that Bucket's idea of defending is like, it's been a staple in his character design that he wants to save people. He wants to help people. So that feels like you guys are nailing it right on with the like ideas around maybe he can do this, maybe he can do that. Weird idea, but maybe his windup can be used for attacking or defending. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that could be interesting. He doubles the value of a defending item. Could he do that? I mean, he could do that. Okay, so let's just play this out. If I could attack now, I can roll and I can do 1 damage and plus 1 damage if the creature is bleeding. Now, the problem with this is I could wind up now, but what benefit would I get? And that's the trick. If I wind up, do I get a +1 on my attack roll? If I wind up, do I cause bleeding? If I wind up, do I do an extra miss token? There's something here to this. Like, there's something here to, if I just attack normally, I won't get the bonus. But if I wind up, then I'm risking it all to really do something big. And what could that be? It can't be more damage. It just cannot be more damage because it's hard to power scale the damage. You know, we could do a +1, but then that's only good for the beginning of the game. And by the end of the game, it's going to feel like a nothing burger. So it has to be some other thing here. It could be that he causes bleeding like Eris, because we don't have any other creature or characters who can cause bleeding. James said he could stun. He could stun them. he could stun them if he hits them. And it's just a guaranteed stun. That's kind of interesting. Let's try it. Let's try it out. I'm looking at these guys. Nope, I don't feel it. I don't feel it yet. I'll tell you why. The stunning is only useful if it's a lot of damage. So looking at these guys, it's like, why would I wind up? Like, you know, or maybe okay, let me try it. Let me try it. Let me don't yuck the yum before I try it. I am fascinated by this idea too, that he could wind up his defense as well, which would also do something. Could be interesting. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere with this guy. We're getting somewhere interesting with this guy. So what I would do here, let's restart. Let's restart this. A shield bash. Yeah, right? Cameron, that could be really cool. You deflect the damage, and no matter what happens, it could be similar to the blood pixie that hits back, where you could wind up, and then if he gets hit, he snaps back. Whoa, whoa. Box up. He takes half. Interesting. Let's try this out. Let's see. So with Bucket, right now, we start this encounter. I want to create bleeding on this guy. We do that every time with Eris. That just makes the most sense. She does 1 damage, causes bleeding. Now, I could hit him right now and do 1 damage plus 1 damage, and I would do 2 damage to this guy. Or I can wind up, and if I hit him next turn, I stun him. And he does 2 damage. So let's try it. Let's leave this defense stuff out of here. And let's try it. We're going to wind him up and see if this feels worth it. Simeon attacks with the chain whips like he always do about this time. He hits him for 2. The Sulker gets hit. Great. Bucket is already done. He's winding up. I do feel differently. I will tell you right now. Usually when I come back and I see Bucket, I'm like, nothing doing. But this time I do see it and I'm like, okay, so we're winding up this time. I chose to do that and I could have hit. So that already instantly feels way better. I feel like this is something that I chose when I could have just hit them outright. But I'm trying to go big with Bucket, right? So let's see what happens here. We go back here. Simeon gets hit for, or sorry, Bucket gets hit for 2, as he always do. And Eris gets hit for 1, okay? And this guy heals for 1, that's what he do. Okay, next, Eris is gonna try and hit with the Blood Dagger to summon the Pixie, which I do feel a little bit is like same thing with Bucket. Is that really a choice? Not really, so we're gonna have to work on that eventually. But it's okay, the Blood Pixie's here. She does 1 damage, plus an additional, oh, and I forgot, he gets 1 damage for bleeding. So he's already down to 4. He has 3 left. I'm gonna try and use Bucket. See, this is where it falls apart. So she already did a ton of damage. So now, even if I hit him, it doesn't really feel like a payoff. You know, he missed, but let's pretend he does hit. He would hit and he does double, which means he does 2 damage plus 2 for the bleeding because he does these twice. So it's dead, but the stunning didn't do anything. Yeah, I think the problem that we have here is that when he's winding up, the idea is that he's going to just blast these guys out of the water. So then why would you need to stun as well? The stun is not as valuable. Even if a creature has much more health and we say this is a late game strategy, I still think it just doesn't feel as it feels like when you wind up and hit and you hit double, you feel this great sense of like massive damage. Even though you know it's going to be paid out the same as the other characters, it just feels like, whoa, I did 4 damage on single turn. These guys do 1 or 2. It's the same amount, but it just feels different. You know what I mean? The game feel. But the problem is that when you do that massive damage, getting a stun afterwards feels like, you know, I don't know. It feels like, I can't think of a metaphor, but it's like when you've had something that you really wanted, you get it, and then there's a little bit extra, and you're kind of like, meh, didn't need that. You know, I don't need the stun. So I think it has to be something where it has to be something immediately. You choose to do it and you get it immediately. I think that's what it is. It could be something simple like a -1 damage. But again, that doesn't scale well, which is the problem. And then I think about, like, you know, do you roll when you wind up? Do you roll for a stun? Maybe you roll for a stun, but that's really, that would be too much too. Yeah, Creepersaur is here. Creepersaur is here. Oh my god, I see myself and I gotta get it. Guys, I need a haircut so bad. I'm getting a haircut on Tuesday, but every time I see a picture of myself, like I'm looking at the stream, I'm like, damn, this dude needs a haircut. I need a haircut, guys. So I only have a few minutes left here, and then I gotta go to this Roblox call. He winds up. I still think it's the intimidation, but maybe there's something to that. Like, we have these tokens, for instance. We could do something with these tokens. Whenever Bucket winds up, he does, yeah, again, this is just a +1 damage. This would be a +1 damage. I was going to say maybe when he winds up, you can put a +1 damage on someone else's weapon. You know? But that's basically the same as putting a miss token on them. Like, that's the same thing. Doesn't really do much. No roll call. Are you delayed? I tried some new stream settings, so you might be. I lowered the bitrate and I tried to lower the lag. But maybe it ended up causing more delay. Bucket winds up for 2 turns, but you can stop his wind up early, but less damage. Oh, your stream was behind. Yeah, I didn't think it was that delayed, but please let me know if it is, because I did change some stuff. But it was supposed to make the stream more faster, lower latency. Uh-oh, that might have made it worse. Yeah, I do find that YouTube streaming is a little wonkier than Twitch, you know? Interesting. Yeah. Kick is wow. Oh my god, kick. Yikes. Yikes, kick. I think that might be true. Yeah, it's probably like what Twitch used to do. Remember when Twitch like gave me like way better streaming quality? But you had to get there. Oh shoot. We're almost out of time, guys. Cameron, I really love this idea. I think things that we're going to keep here. I really love Cameron's idea of the shield bash. We were going to give this a shield bash to someone else that we haven't played with yet, but maybe Bucket has it too. 'Cause, Yeah, just this is the thing that I've noticed with this game is you have to have choices of how to use stuff. Otherwise, you just feel like you're doing the computer work, right? Like the way we have Bucket right now is that you have to wind him up. So your first turn with Bucket has no choice. That's really bad. I mean, if we only do like 4 turns, that means out of 2 of those turns, half of the time, you don't make a choice with Bucket, right? You just turn him because you can't do anything with him. So there has to be something where when he winds up, you have a choice. And I do like this idea that he can attack normally like everyone else, or he can wind up and the wind up is buffed. But what buff does it have? It could be bleeding. I think bleeding could be interesting, especially with Eris because she's the only one who can cause bleeding right now. A shield throw could be interesting. Bucket does 360 ducks down. They hit his shield until it breaks. And when it does, he turns and hits them with the shield on his back. He's Captain Buckmerica. Yeah, I said Bucket does more damage if you do the 2-turn windup. But you can stop at first turn. Yeah, that feels like it would be something. That he winds up and then he does that. It could be bleeding tokens. Like you could cause bleeding on a windup. Because I would use that here. Oh my gosh, I have to leave in like a sec. Windup could be modal for the melee weapon or for the shield. Yeah, I think that's true. Like something where Bucket winds up and just starts bleeding. Okay, wind up. Okay, take the bleeding token. Wind up for melee gives a dice roll chance to stun on hit. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Cameron, that's what I feel like. Maybe there's a little bit of like but then we tried the stun. That was James, the artist. He threw out that idea a little earlier, and that felt like you do so much damage that why would you need to stun them afterwards? Part of me was like, maybe he takes someone else's turn. Ooh, it's so tricky. He bleeds oil. Oh god, the US Army is here. Current trending news jokes. Gotta love them. Give Bucket the shackle whips. Yeah. You guys have given me a lot to think about. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I always do with this. I'm going to sit on this and think about it. I'm going to go grab a drink later today, like a bubble tea or something. And I bet you my muse solves it while I'm walking around. Wow, wow. This is what it feels like right now. Wow. Shoot, guys. Shorter stream today. Like I said, I got to go to a Roblox call right now. It's not with Roblox, but it's a potential investor who might, just might turn out to be the real deal. And maybe I'll start making Roblox games again. They're interested in one of my games that I just prototyped, and it's been sitting on the shelf for like 2 years. So it'd be pretty cool if it got picked up. So I should probably go to that call. Have I made a bubble tea song yet? Not in a while. Oh my god. Guys, thanks for hanging out. By the way, this is another 5-day stream week. It's killing it. I'm seeing the numbers going up. I'm seeing the community growing. That's all that's important here. And it's important that you guys are having a fun time and we're making this fun game. Monday, I'll be back here. we're going to start working. I'm going to finish these characters over the weekend, hell or high water. I don't care. I'm going to finish them. Even if they're not completely finished, but just finished in a state. And then on Monday, we're going to work on magic, which I'm so excited for. This is like a huge milestone because once we get magic done, we can play through the whole game and balance the whole game based off of that. So guys, have a great weekend. Yeah, Furry, please. If you guys have more ideas for truck song, yeah, Creeper. If you have more ideas, you can hop on over to the Discord. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you had fun here. And I'll see you back Monday at around 11 o'clock Eastern time. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks for the hangouts. Love the ideas and the creativity. Curtis, wow. Ow.